Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Balco and I'm here from Hay Group to provide you with a training on the MITA database within our online database called PayNet. I do just want to let you know, for those of you who are familiar with PayNet, that we have undergone a redesign and PayNet has been relaunched this week with a new look. So for those of you who are familiar, it will look a little bit different for you. So here on my screen is the landing page to PayNet, and each of you have been assigned a username and password. Your username is your email, and the password is case and space sensitive, and you've been assigned this to be able to log in and use the data in the database. If for some reason you have not received that or have overlooked it or forgotten your password, please let me know or your account manager know, and we can get you set up with that again. So I'm going to go ahead and enter PayNet. So we can take a look at the PayNet homepage, take a look around, see what you'll see, and then we'll run a couple queries within the database. So since the relaunch earlier this week, we have been experiencing some additional traffic on the website. So you will see that it might be running a little bit slower and take a minute to log in like it is right now, but that should be fixed very shortly. So here you are on your home page. And your home page is going to be very specific to your subscription and what you have access to within the system. PayNet does hold databases for multiple other countries. So we have a list of over 60 countries here that I do have access to, but most of you will not have access to anything other than the MITA database. So you won't be seeing quite as much on your screen. But there are some things I want to touch base on the home page prior to actually going into the MITA database and querying a few jobs. So first of all, within your preferences section, you have a few options to make. So as an internal user, I'm not able to change my password, but you all as external users will be able to change your password under preferences. So you will be able to update your password from your current computer-generated password to a more personal, easier to remember password if you'd like. You can also change your language. The default is English, but you may change it to any of the languages listed here. And also we have some default pricing settings for you. So if you are familiar with the database, you'll remember that you do in the past need to make these options for each query that you're running. So now we've changed it around, so you just click the default that you like and all of your queries will follow the same settings. So what I have on my screen here are the defaults. So use common company data, no. Select weighting by incumbent, and pricing method, job pricing are all what you'll have set up in your accounts, and you can change them if possible, if you would like. One thing to note is the defaults are what we would recommend for you, and I'll just explain what each of them mean, starting with the first one, common company data. So basically, not all of our participants in the survey provide us with data for each compensation element. And if you choose to use common company data, if you choose yes, you will exclude those companies who do not provide us with data for all compensation elements, thus decreasing your results. If you choose not to use common company data, you're going to pull in as much data as possible for each compensation element, making your results the most robust possible. So we would recommend to use that. Under the weighting, we recommend using by company, which is our 5-point by incumbent method, and that is the method that we use to produce the MITA results that you've received in Excel files. So we also recommend keeping this at by company. Finally, the pricing method, you're going to be using job pricing for the MITA database. If your organization does have any other country's databases included in its subscription, you may choose to use the job matrix or the grade analysis approach, but again, for the MITA database, you want to stick with the job pricing. And the My Custom Grade section is not something that you need to worry about with the MITA database. We'll just skip that. So we're going to save this and we'll go back to our home page. So again, as I mentioned, I have multiple other databases and reports available under my access, but you will most likely not see anything other than the MITA database. So this will come up in just a moment, and then we'll be able to go in and run a few queries for you and training on the system. Okay, so here you're going to find the database under price jobs in one country. We're going to look for the United States, the MITA database, and we're going to define our market. So then you'll be brought to the next screen, which allows you to define your market by geography. So we do have the geographies listed here available, so Northeast, Southeast, North Central, Midwest, California, West, and others just any incumbents that have been provided without a specific zip code. So just as a reminder, I'm going to bring up a PDF file that I sent out with instructions. So you have all received this, and you have the list of states that correspond to each region included in this file. So please refer to this file if you have any questions about the geographies. So for right now, I'm going to leave that at an all, and we're going to select our job families. Okay, so within the MITA survey, we have two families, the service family and the sales family. For this first query, we're going to focus on the service family, and you can see that we have no modifiers or modalities for the service family. However, we will see that pop up when we choose the sales family. Here, you're also getting to choose the compensation elements you like to analyze. This question mark here, if you click on it, will pop up descriptions of all of these compensation elements if you have any questions. So we're going to pick a couple more. We already had base salary checked, and we're going to take a look at total cash and target incentive too. So I just need to choose this internal user selection. You won't have to do that. And then we're going to click select jobs. We're going to take a look at all of the jobs available in the service family and select the one we'd like to query. If we click on the title, that brings up a job description of the position. So you have your general characteristics and qualifications, if any, there. You'll see the title and the PayNet position number. So one thing to note for those of you that have completed the survey is that the survey job codes are not the same as these position numbers in PayNet. So I have had someone ask me for a conversion. We do have that available. If you are interested and need that conversion, just let me know. So just to warn you, if you choose multiple jobs right now, you will blend all of the data for the jobs together. At least one user in your organization should have access to what we call bulk data extract, and that will allow you to choose multiple jobs and not blend the data. It will provide you with the specific results by job. So if that's something you're not sure if you have or something you need or something you want to look into, please let your account manager know and we can get you set up with that. So for right now, we're going to click on one job and we're going to click Generate Results. So now the database has queried data for the the field service specialist. So you see your criteria here. We have basically all of the information about the database and what choices you've made by clicking on the analysis criteria. I'm going to close that now, and now we just see the results. So we do have standard percentiles, 10 through 90, also the average, and we show the number of companies and number of incumbents included in any given sample. One thing to note is that we do have strict suppression guidelines, so we need to have a certain number of companies and incumbents included in any sample in order to show all of these percentiles. So if we don't have a sample size that gives us enough data to show all percentiles, you will see that you'll maybe only show 25th through 75th or 50th in average. So we can do a couple different things here. We can, again, view definitions of each of the compensation elements. We can view a participant report in Excel or PDF if you'd like. We can choose to add this query to a batch, run multiple queries, add them all to the batch, and then export the entire batch together. We can also save the query, so then it will show up on your home page under Saved Queries. or we can export it. So we can export into Excel, CSV, PDF, or PowerPoint. So I'll export it into Excel so we can take a look at it. And I'll just take a moment to pull up. Let me just share my Excel with you here. So now on your screen, you should see the data exported into Excel. So now you can save the data on your computer. You can send it along to a colleague, whatever you need to do there. On the second page of the report, we have the analysis criteria so you can remember which choices you've made. Going back into PayNet. And so again, we can see we can make choices on the geography. Again, I'm going to leave it at an all. And I'm going to go select a different job family, the sales family. So now you can see that we have data for some of the modalities we collect in the survey available. As many of you know, we don't have these modalities available for each specific job. So I would refer to your Excel files if you are interested in finding out which jobs have which modalities available. So I'm going to not click on any specific modality. I'm going to leave my compensation elements at an all, and I'm going to select my jobs. So here again, we have all of the jobs in the sales family. We can click on the position to view the definition, the general characteristics. And then if we click the box and click Generate Results, we will see again the results for this specific position. Okay, so here again we have our analysis for the Sales Representative 3. We have all of the compensation elements available, all of the the standard percentiles, and we can actually view definitions. So you can see all of the definitions for all of the different compensation elements. So now I can take a look and let's export into CSV this time. We'll take a look at what the difference is. So our CSV file puts all of the data into one line on an Excel spreadsheet. So here you start to see your data. So we have data for base salary, and then target incentive payment, and then so on and so forth. Okay. So again, we can adjust results. We can do maybe this time let's take a look at the 66th percentile. We'll apply our changes and be able to see how we've added in an additional percentile into the results. Okay. So that is basically the entire PayNet database in a nutshell. So if you do have any questions as to any specifics that you are still unsure of, or if you have any questions as you're running queries, please let me or your account manager know, and we will do our best to help you. I do just want to show you one more thing, is that your saved queries, any query that you save will show up right here under the check mark, queries. You see that I have 108 right now. You'll also receive any notifications through your mail by clicking right here on the mail icon. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you all have a great day, and please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.